All right. Cool. I'm going to, you might want to say, ooh, when you see how good I write this sigma.
Ooh.
That's about the worst one I've ever seen. K equals 1 to 13. Can you imagine adding that up? It's like 7/11ths, and then plus probably 28/11ths, and then probably 63. Oh my goodness. Say, there must be a formula on the formula sheet that says k squared. Is it near the word constant? Is it near the word linear? Try again, not yes. Is it near the word quadratic? Excellent. Did I say not only fractions are doable, fractions are in fact easy? Please write 7/11ths, the times dot, and then a new fraction. And we have dealt with the fraction. Oh, that is nice. Oh, that is nice. All right, we are looking at the quadratic summation on the top. We look at the quadratic summation on the top. We're going to add up things that have the second power and the word quadratic fits in. I do not want you saying n plus 1, 2n plus 1. I want you again, what is the location of the n? Just like an actual, it's on top, okay? Here we go. Look at the n. Say please, top, 13. Look at that and say that in words. Top plus 1. And look at the last part.
2 times 13.
2 times the top plus 1. Perfect. Over 6. Talk about easy fractions. You don't even really need to do any fractioning. 7 plus times 13 times.
And then you just divide it by 17.
Divide it by times by 66.
Oh.
You said times 66?
Yep, divided by. So 7 times 13 times 14 times 27 divided by 66.
Oh, I did that wrong. 37.
11 times 6, so divided by 66. I'm about to throw a quick review into this. 3 plus 7 plus 11 plus 15 plus 19 and so on. Did I write that on the board? One of the first things I did mathematically. The formula is, is this arithmetic? Do we add the same every time? Cool. A sub n equals, the formula says a sub 1. What's a sub 1? 3. Plus n minus 1. What is the difference? What is the difference? 4. Thank you. A little sort of call this backwards distributive property. 4 times n. 4 times negative 1. Your formula is the same as 4n minus 1. That was a quick review, wasn't it? Do you remember the first thing I did today was sort of jokingly say, add up the first 505 of those? Okay? And I said that would be easy, lengthy, easy. Watch how fast this goes. What is the first part of this? Linear, quadratic, constant. The first part. Linear. So please write 4 over 1 times. Please look at linear. Don't say n's and n plus 1s. Please say locations. Top times
Top plus 1.
top times top plus 1. Top. Ooh. top times top plus 1 divided by 2. Now, the second part of it, just a 1. Is a 1 constant? Does 1 change? 1 is 1. The constant formula simply says, let's talk locations. Top times the number, that's all it is. Top times 501, 505 times 1. Watch how fast we are going to.
Why do we have to add?
We have sort of two parts to it. We have like 2 parts to it. Good question. 4 times 505 times 5. I like to write down both parts of it. Had you added 3 plus 7 plus 11 plus 15, done it 505 times, done it correctly, there's your answer. Ooh, time savers. And when it comes right down to it, besides being time savers, it's just plugging stuff into a formula and then doing a lot of arithmetic. A lot of arithmetic. And finally, we are going to add up, and that's how Mr. Malachi writes them. I want you to believe this. It's simply dealing with a formula which is given to you, and then some arithmetic. That's what it is. The first part, constant, quadratic, or linear? Quadratic. Please write down 9 halves. Please write the little time sign and then a fraction line right even with it. Quadratic, I prefer you not to say n plus 1, 2n plus 1. I prefer you say locations. Top times top plus 1 times 2n plus 1. Double the top plus 1 over plus. I'm now looking at the middle part. Please put a 7 over 1 fraction, a multiplication dot, and start on a new fraction line. But is it all arithmetic? I mean, there's a lot of
Why
numbers.
would it be 7 over 1?
Because I liked, great question. Here's why I like to write it as 7 over 1. Years ago, before I had them do it 7 over 1, kids would write this. They'd write like 7 times, and then they'd go fraction, and then they'd sort of maybe like this, and then they'd forget, is a 7 on top or is a 7 on bottom? They just forget. And it just makes it so easier that it's on the top. And see, the constant says top, plus 1 over 2. And the constant, it's a minus. So minus top times the constant, 14 times 9. Is there a lot of arithmetic there? Yes. Is it difficult? No. A lot of arithmetic? Yes. I do like to write each part down. It helps for troubleshooting. If there happens to be an answer that's wrong, we could find out which part it is. We say goodbye to our friends at home.